Okay, so if we go all the way back to my very first video, I showed a list of things one can do to introduce a character well. I also showed how all but one of these things was done in Nami's introduction scene. Which one was not done? Backstory. Nami has been a mysterious character throughout almost the entire show. We have seen Luffy's backstory, Zoro's backstory, Usopp's backstory, even the newest character Sanji's backstory. But in 6 episodes, we have yet to see Nami's backstory. Until now. But wait, how does one introduce backstory into a story? Well, I've actually had to do more research to figure out the truth about this. Here are my sources. And to keep things simple and effective, I've tried to boil what I've learned from these sources down into 3 bullet points. Reveal for a reason, remember for a reason, and right amount of time to remember. We see Nami's first flashback of playing cards with her mother and sister Nojiko. The flashback transitions through dialogue to Nami playing cards with members of Arlong's crew. Now, what was the reason for this particular flashback? The reason we reveal this information is because the audience has been waiting for Nami's backstory for 6 whole episodes. Nami has also just left our Straw Hat crew, revealed she was always part of Arlong's crew, and left with a map. We need to know why! Remember for a reason. We weirdly enough reveal at the end of the flashback, rather than the beginning, how her mind went there in particular in her past. Firstly, she's back home on the island this all took place on, but she's also playing cards like she was in the memory. Right amount of time, remember. I do not think this flashback overstayed its welcome. Maybe it even understated a bit. Because it was a montage with so much information, it felt to me like it took way longer than it did, but it really was not even 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes, we see so much more of Nami's past than we have in 6 episodes. We see child Nami, her environment, family members, innocence, fun, so much in less than 2 minutes. Not long at all, but just long enough. 3 minutes 40 seconds in, Nami wipes dust off a map and remembers a map book she stole. This time we do see first what leads Nami's mind into this flashback. She has a reason to remember this in particular. This particular scene, when we see her love for maps and her beginning of stealing. At least if this was the first time she stole. Seems like the first time she got caught. We've seen scenes and heard dialogue from Nami before that shows she loves maps. If you've asked as an audience member before how far back this love goes and how far back Nami's been stealing things with the reasoning of she can steal because she's struggling to survive and they are not, then you have a reason to watch this scene. Because it at least goes back to this scene in her childhood when she was this little and cute. So this is the reason to reveal this information to the audience. All the above. This scene is a bit longer, around 3 minutes, but it packs a lot. Nami's love of maps, Nami's possible first crime, the origin of her reasoning for stealing her mom's backstory, her and her adopted sister's backstory, and how it wasn't all fun and love and playtime in this part of her past, unlike in the other flashback, but there was loving guidance still here. We also see just how deep an effect this conversation with her adopted mother had on her throughout this episode and beyond. All good reasons to reveal, and all in the right amount of time to remember it. Her adopted mother's reaction and her mother telling her about finding her Nojiko and her faith Nami will do the right thing. So much good stuff. Nami asks a policeman if he has something for her, and we go into another flashback to him saying the same line. Nami has so many reasons to remember because not only is he saying the same line, she's interacting with the same person in roughly the same place as this memory takes place in. The reasons to reveal this information from her past is to show that she had a past relationship with this person in place, who she used to be, and how her status quo and the quality of these relationships with these people, the police officer and the villagers, has flipped. Once he was in power over her, now she's in power over him. Once the villagers were just casually walking around, barely noticing her, and now they all notice her. Also, this flashback answers questions set up from the last one. Did Nami take the book back? Yes. Was her mother pleased? Yes. Did Nami waver in beliefs about stealing, being fined, or only pretend for mother's approval? Also, this flashback answers questions just set up in the scene before this one. Why the villagers and village look so bleak and in despair, as well as disrepair? Why is the house upside down? Why is the policeman scarred? Also answers to questions set up in all previous episodes, like why does Nami hate pirates, are in this flashback. All these things are answered in this flashback that lasts not even 2 minutes. I don't think this flashback overstays its welcome either. In fact, I think it cuts off before we're ready. And thankfully for us, it will continue later, because 26 minutes and 30 seconds into this episode, Luffy and crew ask Nojiko for the truth about Nami. The show has prepped us to really want to know how things turned out in the last flashback. Also, why Nojiko hates Nami now, and what happened to their mother. Reason to remember, this is, to me, the least smooth and most obvious and foreseeable transition. Just them ask Nojiko is not as clever as the others, but it's okay. I mean, it works. I really like the extra creativity of the others, though. It has the right amount of time to remember. It's 4 minutes, which is the longest so far. It's still less than 5, and I don't think it overstays its welcome either. I mean, maybe we wanted to cut away before kind of seeing that, but it's very impactful. And 43 minutes and 10 seconds into this episode, at their mother's grave, Nojiko asks Nami to make her understand. This one feels a little bit better, less awkward. Probably because now we almost saw Nojiko kill Nami, and we really want Nami to give her a reason not to kill her. Plus, we just really want the same information Nojiko wants at this point. So it's kind of like Nojiko speaking for us here. I like this one a bit better than the last one. Reasons to reveal this information shown in this flashback. For the whole season so far, the show has prepped us to really want to know what Nami is up to, and why, what her deal is with Arlong, what she wants, what she has to tell Nojiko that Nojiko doesn't understand yet, we just saw in the scene before the flashback, etc. Reason for her to remember? Well, Nojiko asked. Nojiko asked for this information, so we're getting it. And we all really wanted it anyway. We were kind of like Nojiko in this scene. And it lasts less than 2 minutes. Wow, they packed so much in these short flashbacks. I really couldn't believe once I started adding up how short they were, because they're just so packed, but they definitely don't overstay their welcome. They're great. Great pacing and timing. Mirroring the last episode, episode 7, episode 8 actually opens with the last flashback to Nami's childhood. Of a really, really rough childhood, as this flashback shows. Reasons to reveal this information. After the last episode, I think the show made us want to know what happened to Nami right after she offered to work for Arlong, to earn her village and sister's freedom. We also might have wanted to see how she got the tattoo. It was as bad as you can imagine, yeah. Also, what her working conditions were, that they were terrible, by the way, and explain the change. See, do I even have to say anything? Poor child, Nami. It's just awful. Yeah, I think another reason for all this reveal is so we really want Luffy to beat up Arlong now. We really want him to get rid of Arlong after all this. Yeah, that's another reason for this reveal. Reason, remember, Nami is thinking of everything she sacrificed for nothing since Arlong betrayed her and broke his promise that he makes at this end of this flashback. And now we really want Arlong taken out. Yeah. All this extra information and pretty much hatred and desire for Arlong to go down, all this in less than 2 minutes. Again, let's have a round of applause for less than 2 minute flashbacks that just really pack a punch right in our gut for cute little Nami. But you know what? The show also set it up, so we wanted all of this. We wanted these answers, and now we got them in a package of cute little Nami. The kid actor did well too. Wow, the character of Nami got such great actresses, both ages. Even this little baby actress from the Flashback and the Flashbacks. Pretty good. And cute. So, our longest stay, Nami in her tent will be free. She walks up to see the town destroyed. Yep, a really painful but smooth transition out of the flashback this time. In the next episode, I want to cover Nami's story arc. Thank you for watching this video.